Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about formative assessment platforms. So you may be asking, what is a formative assessment platform? Well, they're a way for teachers to be able to assess the learning of their students from a remote location, whether the student is at home, not able to be in class, or how we are right now in a pandemic and we can't come to class. Students will be able to share their knowledge in the form of a test, just like they'd be able to in the classroom. But one of the big things about doing this online is teachers can get instant feedback on what their students had retained from the lessons that they were given. So why this topic? This topic is important for students and even important for teachers. They will get the chance to show that they are attending the class and doing their work from home or from that remote location. So assessing the student's knowledge and understanding of this topic is a very, very crucial part of school. So there are some benefits to learning about the formative assessment platforms. One major benefit about learning about these platforms is that teachers can pick the right one for their use. For example, if you want to use something for a review before a quiz or a test, you could use Kahoot. And if you wanted to do something that is more test-like, you could do Google Forms or D2L. Students will be able to get their feedback from their teachers right away, as their teachers will also get the feedback from the tests or the review from the students right away also. So there are some pros and cons to formative assessment platforms. Some pros can be that students can be in the comfort of their own homes to take a test, which might eliminate some of the students that get test anxiety in the classrooms because people get done before them. Students may not have that time limit of the exam, so they can think through each of the problems more carefully and not be rushed to just pick an answer like some tests may be in the classroom. And students and teachers will get the immediate feedback on the exams. Even though there are some really good pros, there are some cons. Cheating can occur when the test is done on a computer or a phone. There can be poor internet access at the home where the student may be taking the test from, so it'd also be good for them to have out their pencil and their paper. Students may not take the test because they have other things to do, or they may rush through it to do these other things because they can do that because they are not in that classroom setting. And according to research, students will get that immediate feedback, but to get more information on maybe why their answer was wrong, the teacher will have to go through all of their students' work, just like they would have to if it was a paper pencil test. So how does it work? Formative assessments work in a way for teachers to give tests or exams virtually. Students get to show what they understood from the content taught to them, and these assessments can be in many forms. Some of them could have multiple choice, true, false, or even short answer questions so that the students can really express their understanding of the topic. Formative assessment platforms align with the UDL. So for means of engagement, students will get to explore their own learning and what they retain from the lesson. It'd be a way for them to show the teacher what they know. It also gives the teacher time to see if the topic needs to be touched on or looked at again. This is especially important if it was for a review before the test, so that teachers can go back and make sure all of their students understood all of the content. For means of representation, students will get a basic idea of what's going to be on the test that they are taking if it is a review session. It also gives them an opportunity to look back on the material they didn't know. And then for that exam, students will be able to show their knowledge of the things that they either reviewed, already knew, and things that they had already learned in that lesson. So for means of action and expression, communication is done in multiple ways. Students will be able to communicate their answers if it is in the written form of a question, in true or false, or in multiple choice, just like they'd be able to in the classroom. And then after the assessment is complete, students will be able to ask their teacher about the questions that they had questions on for some more clarification. They can even take that action and go back and revisit their notes from the course, add things to it, or correct things that they may have studied incorrectly. So how will this help remote learning students? This will help students studying from a remote location because it can give them feedback in a similar way that they get in the classroom. Students will get that same opportunity on some of the platforms to go back and look at the questions that they missed to know how to answer them right. And research also shows that getting immediate feedback can help engage the students in hopes of them getting a better understanding of the topic. Some platforms are also made so that teachers can randomize the questions so students can do their own thinking on each question. Instead of working together, students would have to work on their own questions because in all they will get all the same questions, but they will just be randomized on which question goes first. And these are two of the sources that I used to cite some of the information used in this presentation.